Okay, so should Nature Boy have gotten life without parole? This is an extremely niche topic, so if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just exit stage left. Pretending that life without parole is not a hefty and harsh sentence is just foreign to me. I'm a crime TV junkie. I literally just watched a case of a mother who unalived her own child for crying while she was trying to get it in with someone, and she ended up with 14 years. We have cases like Casey Anthony where it's very evident what she did, and just because there's an inkling of doubt, she's walking free and a child is no longer here. But that also brings the question of how does one prove without reasonable doubt that a rape happened when it's usually just a case of he say she say. I think that's why in this case, even though it wasn't proven beyond a reasonable doubt, you have to rely on the accounts of other people and what they experienced with the same person. And then it's just like, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And if you've been watching Carbonation for years, like I have, you know he is actually guilty of the things he was charged of, which was rape, false imprisonment, and revenge porn. Just separately. Like I can think of so many instances where something was non-consensual, someone was coerced, someone was prevented from leaving. I saw it go down, except they didn't show any of that in the trial. I'm like, you could have shown mad stuff to prove this case and you showed none of it. I guess just relying on the accounts of other people is enough. As for life without parole, that is just, it's just kind of scary. Someone can be offered a plea deal for 7 years and end up not accepting that and it jumping from 7 to spending the rest of their natural life behind bars. Like Nature Boy aside, because like he's a demon, he's guilty, like I don't even care, but like the fact that this happens so willy-nilly, that like life sentences are just handed out like this, that's scary. I think we all know someone who accepted a plea deal even if it was something they wanted to fight, because who wants to risk 40 years when they're offering you to plead guilty whether you did it or not for 3 years? I'm going to do that and I'm a complete square. So I'm just never going to be okay with how corrupt the justice system is. But does Nature Boy himself deserve what he got? I mean, play Babylon games, win Babylon prizes. That's what you call it, right? You don't know how to play the game. You don't know not to laugh hysterically while the witnesses are giving their impact statements and crying. You don't know until after you've just been found guilty not to laugh hysterically. You don't know to show some remorse. You don't know that after being accused of being a cult leader, that you don't get up there and say to all of the people who were abused by you, I forgive you and I love you anyway. Like, you don't know that the jury and the judge is seeing that this is a cult manipulation tactic and they can see right through it. And where they would have had leniency if you had had some remorse or taken some accountability, now they're going to throw the book at you. And that's what they did. And I think Aaron True, I think he said it best when he gave his impact statement. And he said, even now, in the most serious situation that someone can be in, they've just been found guilty and they could be sentenced to life in prison. They are not taking it seriously and not taking any accountability. Like when he got up there, I really thought he was going to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys feel I led you wrong. Like anything, like any type of sorry. And a person who cannot take any accountability in a situation like this, there is no rehabilitation. They cannot be rehabilitated. So they are a danger to society. They will continue to create these cults and take advantage of people, and they must be kept off the streets. And I do see all these people saying like, the cult members need to take accountability for the role they played for ending up in this type of situation. And I somewhat agree. But I just think the conversation for the accountability they need to take for their own lives doesn't need to happen in the same moment that they are getting justice for the abuse they endured. I don't think you should be having that conversation at this moment. I do think it's a conversation that should happen eventually, but it's not a conversation that should be happening at this moment, because the truth is, even if they never take accountability, even if they spend the rest of their lives being manipulated by people and finding themselves in similar situations, if they're not harming anyone else, hey, what can we do? But this man is harming other people. But I do think there needs to be a more nuanced conversation about grooming, and at what age can you start to say that I can't be groomed. Like, I don't think I can be groomed as a 30-something-year-old woman. I feel like that's on me. What do you guys think? What is your thoughts? Did you watch it? Did you watch the whole trial? What do you think about life without parole? Let's talk.